What is going on, my Masketeers? Welcome back to another episode of the Mask, and we are here to talk about none other than Marvel's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Yo! Yo! As you can tell, I am very excited, very hyped, and I am all for this movie right here. Let me just get that out the way from the jump. I enjoyed this movie. This was a good ass movie. I thought that I was going to be done with Marvel after the end of Phase 3, because for me that was my Marvel. From Iron Man 1 all the way up to Endgame, that was me. So after Thanos was done, I was done as well. But Kevin Feige, you bastard, pulled me back in, sir, because Phase 4 is actually jumpy. Phase 4 is hitting all the way. Gut punches, rib shot, kidney shot, everything. It is hitting because Marvel's Spider-Man No Way Home, the bar was raised. And in Doctor Strange, they kept that bar way up there. Way up there. I'm not going to get into the full detail because I want you guys to go watch it for yourself. Get the feel and the experience and come back and go off in the comments with it. For the film itself, the entire premise, the entire setup, I was all for it. Even the way it began with America Chavez with an alternate version of Doctor Strange in this weird, upside down, crazy world, running from a crazy creature that's after America for some reason, and then we then find out that it wants her powers, but we don't know what her powers are at the time. But through the conflict, alternate Strange gets stabbed up by the creature, and whenever it gets stabbed, it's infecting him with some, I don't know, crazy demon virus or some shit like that. So as all that's going on, essentially he comes to the conclusion that he has to take her powers because she can't control them, and he can't let the creature get the powers, right? Now, at that point, she feels hurt, betrayed, saying, "Oh, I thought we were friends." And he's like, "Listen, we are friends, and I'm sorry, but I have to do this. It's the only way. Your sacrifice would mean countless other lives can be saved." But right when he's about to do it, that creature gets a fatal shot in. Strange is done out here. He's done. Now the creature's about to take America's powers, and we find out like her powers activate like when, she's in mortal danger or she's very scared, and obviously at that moment they activate and she tears a hole in reality. Now, for anyone that reads the comics, you kind of know how America's powers work, but in the movie she basically makes like star-shaped tears in reality, and she tears a hole into the multiverse and she gets sucked through, and even alternate Doctor Strange, if his dead body gets sucked through as well, and they make it into the main timeline, or the timeline which we are aware of, which is Earth 616, like the comic books. Funny enough, they even make reference of that later on in the film. But anyway, and yeah, so she's now like in the main timeline, and basically she's getting attacked by a creature in New York, and Strange, being the man that he is, goes in there to try and find out what's happening, and then through that he basically becomes aware of the danger that's after her. And the creature kind of had like these runes on its tentacles, and based off that, him and Wong, and can I just say this? Let me just say this, yeah. Listen, I love Wong. Wong, my guy, he gets busy. He throws hands when he has to. But why is Wong the Sorcerer Supreme?
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
I get it. He had to be the Sorcerer Supreme when Strange was blipped and gone for 5 years. But now that Strange is back, give the man that title. I'm sorry, Wong does not have it in him. He's a sideman. He's a sideman. He's a great sideman, but he ain't a main course. Steven still the Donny, and he's still got the cape of levitation. So why is Wong still holding on to the title or Sorcerer Supreme. There ain't nothing supreme about him. Nothing. He could be Sorcerer okay or Sorcerer good, but he ain't supreme. You feel me? Like, nah, Wong, my guy, give up that title. Give it back to Strange. Anyway, but they discover that the creature had like runes on its tentacles, and so they're thinking to themselves, if it's got runes, then this isn't sorcery, it's witchcraft. And based off it being witchcraft, it then has to go to who do we know is the leading expert on witchcraft. Strange got somebody. Enter my girl, Wanda Maximoff, aka the Scarlet Witch, and yo, Scarlet going through it, man. You know, she's still reeling from the events of like WandaVision, having to grow up her kids, and she dreams about them every night. And yeah, so Strange goes to see her. They have a little conversation, and then from that conversation, yeah, the way the whole thing just flips, and the movie turns everything on its head. And even like the reveal, I was like, oh, okay. I didn't think it was gonna come this quick, but I didn't even think that she was gonna be like the antagonist. But they waste no time with that shit. There ain't no build up or like I'm gonna help you. And at a certain point, I'm gonna betray you because I want something. Nah, she just goes straight on like, yo, this is me in it, and I want that girl. And you know, Strange tries to talk her out, talk her down, and be like, listen, Wanda, I know what you gave up. Please don't do this. And Wanda's like, listen, man, you go to tomorrow. I'm coming to your yard. Give me the girl, otherwise it's going down. And Strange is like, damn, Wanda, I guess I'll see you tomorrow then. He goes back, tells Wong, they have a conversation about it and all this other stuff. And the chaos that ensues when Wanda gets to the sanctuary or like to the temple, man, Wanda is active. And that's all I'll say about Wanda. But Wanda was getting busy, hard. Whole sect of flipping sorcerers got wiped out in minutes. Not even something that Baron Mordo, Dormammu, or even the waste guy from the first movie could do. But Wanda was one man army in the whole situation, and I loved every second of it. So through a couple of series of events, you find that Strange and America get kind of thrown through the different multiverses, and now they're in a new universe, and they basically have to get help from the Stephen Strange in that universe. But it don't go according to plan. A couple of things happen, and then they get to stand before the Illuminati. If anybody knows anything about the comic books, the Illuminati are the powers behind the powers in the Marvel Universe. And they're a team made up of Earth's greatest and most powerful individuals. I won't give you who they are because that will spoil the movie for you. But what I will say is, when I watched that film and when I saw the people that I saw, I said, okay, Kevin. Kevin got his finger on the pulse. Everybody there was a win.
That's what I'm fucking talking about! Let's go!
Everybody there was an absolute win. I felt a kid at Christmas, and this was just so beautiful. Did it last? That's the real question. Did it last? What ensues after is just pure madness. When I tell you how mad it is nuts. And that's one thing I'll say about this film. This film is definitely darker than what I thought it would be. Because, again, I feel like Kevin is just a man who just stays ahead of the curve. What he's done is he's realized that Marvel started 14 years ago at this point. And rather than trying to make it for kids, he has allowed Marvel to grow with its audience. Because a lot of us, we were like, what? Well, for me anyway, I was like in my late teens when Marvel started. And so when we now look 14 years down the line, it's me that's going to take my kids to go watch Marvel. And how Kevin sees it is, he'll make a movie not for my kids, but he'll make a movie for me. My kids can enjoy it in a sense, but it's more for me, and I'll take my kids to go see it. And that's where Marvel and Kevin Feige just keep winning. Because Spider-Man was darker than I thought it was going to be. But this shit right here, yo, it was dark. What happens to certain people? Mad. Wanda has to be top tier. Like, she's a sympathetic villain because, again, she's not just after power for power's sake. Much like Thanos, there is a rationale behind what she's doing. But Wanda's coming from a broken place and she's trying to basically fix herself. And she feels if she gets this, then she'll be complete and she'll be whole again. But she ain't thinking clearly. But we know that Wanda is going through extreme depression and mental illness. But because she has these powers that she can bend reality, that's where the danger comes in. And when I say the danger, baby, Wanda was out here, DEFCON 4. Everything was getting wrecked. Everybody got touched differently. A couple of people, the way they got handled, yo, I said, nah, this can't be right. But I was here for it. Wanda came for all the smoke. All the smoke. But let's just say, man, the council of, the Illuminati, they looked glorious. That's one thing I'll give them. They look glorious. And even like with the ending of this film, like with what Doctor Strange had to do, like in order for him to confront Wanda, like with the final battle, I was all the way here for it. The Zombie Strange, as we're gonna call him, the ponytail Zombie Strange was hard. It gave me a lot of the what if energy when they had the zombie episode. Honestly, Doctor Strange for me, I just felt like everything worked so well. In terms visually, it was amazing. I can't lie, at certain points, I did kind of feel like it was weird. Not the sets or the environment, but more like when they did the stunts, like the action. Like at certain points, they looked very 3D in certain shots and certain stills. But apart from that, the whole film slapping. It hit from start to finish for me. The pacing was really good. Like the movie's like 2 hours and 12 minutes long. It didn't even feel like that. I literally thought it was like an hour and 30 minutes. That's how good the film was. The pacing never slowed and I never felt like it was a dull moment. And also, the thing which I liked a lot about this movie is the fact that even the writing and the dialogue was much better, they didn't do so many jokes like what Marvel was really known for. They had jokes, but this time it was more toned down. Sam Raimi, who's the one who directed this film, you guys will know him as the director of the original Spider-Man trilogy. Come on, he did his thing. I am very excited for Phase 4. Like, in terms of what they're giving me so far, my verdict for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is a goddamn 9.5 out of 10. I would have given this movie a 10. That's my highest rating thus far in anything that I've watched. It stands above the rest of its contemporaries. Doctor Strange, 9.5 out of 10. Guys, please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Go off. If you've watched it, hit me up. If you haven't, go watch it, come back, hit me up. And like always, please like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, help the channel grow. And I'm so thankful for you guys' support. And I will see you next time. Peace.